Welcome to class. My name is Selena Garofino. If you're enjoying these classes, I would love to have you head over to my website where you can receive a free 5-day Rest and Renew Yoga Nidra and Restorative Yoga course that is packed with journal prompts and all kinds of juicy, soul-filling bits to serve you on your journey. You'll also find a host of instant access yoga teacher trainings, courses, mythology courses, and information about my upcoming global transformative retreats. Thank you so much for being here. Today is all about your hips and your shoulders. We're going to play with some complex movement patterns to refine our neurology, to imprint new habits in the body, and to really find our range. Range comes from stability, not from flexibility. If all you have is flexibility, but you don't know how to hold your center, and there's not a strong and stable foundation, we end up physically in pain. And if you apply that concept to sort of psycho-emotional life, it's like being in a puddle. We want to find our stability so that from that place of stability, we can be able and imaginative. And that's what we're going to play with today. I know everyone always wants to do hip openers, quotation marks, and we will do some of that, but we're going to do it from a position of creating real stability and strength in the body. Now, there's some funky movement patterns today that might feel really foreign in the body, but this is so good for our neurology. Complexity is deeply nourishing. So let's go. We're going to start on all fours. And when you come to all fours, just plant your hands directly underneath of your shoulders and your knees directly underneath of your hips. And then from here, let's just start to cat-cow the spine nice and slow. Just starting to awaken the connection between movement and breath, to feeling into whatever's sort of moving through your personal weather system today. Noticing where there's little places of resistance and tension lingering anywhere that you need to linger. Really nice. And then come back to the center of yourself. And we're going to start on the right side. Stretch your right leg back behind you, nice and strong. And anchor between your right palm and your left knee. So there's a real cross reference. Broaden your collarbones out to either side. And now from here, I want you to flex your toes, your ankles, so that your toes are pointing towards the floor. And now turn your toes away from you. And staying nice and steady, take your leg out to the right. Tap it down on the floor. Now pick your right leg back up, bring it back to the start position, turn the toes down. Now cross your right leg back behind your left towards that back corner of the mat. And now I want you to hinge back and soften your elbows towards the floor and rock back forward. Good. Pick your right leg back up, flex the toes towards the floor, turn your toes away from you, tap it out to the side, touch the floor. Lift the right leg back up, drag it back to the start position, turn your toes towards the floor, cross to the left corner of the mat, and then hinge back, softening your elbows towards the floor. Good. One more time like that. Lift it back up, turn the toes away from you, kick your right leg out to the side with control, tap it down, lift the right leg back up, drag it back to the start position, take it over to the left, and hinge back. Good. This time, slide your right knee in behind your left. And you might need to adjust to bring the knees to the center of the mat, but now your right knee is plugging into the back of your left knee. Take your left hand and flip your wrist out to the side and all the way around. Take your right wrist and do the same. And then widen your collarbones out to east and west. Nice and long through the spine, look forward, and then spin your pelvis to the right. Nice big breath. When we spin around to the right, the dialogue in Katonah Yoga is that we're spinning in the direction of time. So it's to the right, it's in the esoteric dialogue, our conscious self, our scholastic self, how you handle the world. Good, now go the other way, out to the left, which is our lunar nature, our nourishment, our feeling self. It's the spin of the planet. Really nice. And then pause here in the center of yourself. And now from here, flip the wrists back forward once again. And we're going to curl our toes under into a bent knee downward facing dog. So walk your little baby toes in one line, bend your knees, take your seat up nice and high and wide. Good. Now from here, shift forward and pivot to the edges of the feet. Keep your right hand on the floor and then dip your left hip towards the floor, pull it back up, pivot back into that down dog. Might need to adjust the toes, shift forward, pivot on the feet, dip the hip, lift back up. Good, one more time. From the down dog, shift forward, dip the hip, back up to that cross-legged down dog. Very good. Walk your hands back to your feet. My favorite little twist these days. Bend your right knee into the back of the left. Bring your left fingertips to the floor, right hand to your sacrum. Back bend towards the top of the mat, and then spin your torso to the right. Take the right arm up, nice and high. Big breath. So good. Take your right hand back down. Walk your hands back forward once again. Lower back to your knees. Good. Grab a blanket or a towel or some kind of prop for yourself and slide it underneath of your hips and sit back into Gomukhasana. So you might need to adjust your shins here. The more parallel to the front edge of the mat that the shins are, the more sensation you're probably going to feel in your hips. So you can always walk your heels back towards your bum a little bit. Reach down and grab a hold of your ankles if you can reach them. And of course, you can adapt this by just sitting cross-legged. And now take your pelvis for a little spin around to the right, like you were stirring a pot. Put the breath in it, nice and smooth. Good, and then go the other way. Just settling into that Gomukhasana, cow face pose shape with some movement. Nice. Pause right in the center of yourself. Sit up nice and tall. And now if there's space, shift your hips forward, crawl your fingertips forward a little bit. Lengthen the whole front of your spine. No need to go into your biggest pose yet. Good. Walk the hands back up and in. Take your right hand to your left knee and then just take a little gentle spinal twist to the left. Look back over your left shoulder. So nice. Gently rotate your torso back to the midline. We're going to rock back forward onto all fours. You can slide the prop out of the way for now. And once you arrive here now, listen, take your right leg straight back behind you and then adjust your left knee just a little bit. Bend your knee so your right toes are pointing straight up towards the sky. And now open up your knee like a dog on a fire hydrant. Drag your knee forward towards your right elbow and then drop it back through the midline. Make a circle, take it right back up. I want you to try to keep your sacrum nice and steady here. You might even bring your left hand to your sacrum if that's not too challenging. Open the knee to the right, drag it forward, and then back and up. So really controlling the movement one more time. Big circle. Good, now let's reverse that. Take your knee towards your chest, open it up to the side, and then rotate toe to the sky. 2 more in that direction. Again, see how little movement you can find through the rest of your body. That's it. Last one. If you're doing this with lots of control, you might feel a little burning sensation. Lower the right knee down, super good. And then let's press up and back to down dog in between sides. So find a little bend in the knees, lift your buttock bones nice and high, take your gaze forward, and then bend one knee and the other. Just starting to open up the backs of the legs. Really nice. And then lower back down to all fours again for the other side. Super nice. So again, find your center. This time we're going to interlace when we move into the Gomukhasana shape, but for now we'll keep the fingertips pointing forward. So organize yourself really well once again. Take your left leg back behind you. Flex your toes towards the floor. Cross-reference the left palm to the right knee so you're nice and stable. Turn your toes away from you. Take your left leg out to the side and tap it on the floor. Lift it back up, drag it back to the center, then turn your toes down, take them across to the right side of the mat, and shift back. Elbows can drop towards the floor. Good, come back up, lift the left leg back up, take it out to the side, tap the floor, lift it up. As you drag it back, turn the toes back towards the floor, cross the leg behind the right, lean back, lift it back up. One more time, out to the side and tap. Lift, drag it across, lean back, and then slide left knee behind right knee in that Gomukhasana shape again. You can separate the shins as much as it's appropriate for you. The left knee's plugging into the back of right knee. Interlace your fingers at the webbing so you have what we call your third hand. So it's that integration point between the hand that handles the world and the hand that handles your heart. And then you've got your third foot, which is the interlace of the legs. It's like your umbilical cord to the planet. It's your virility and your mobility. And now start by going to the left. So starting now towards that lunar side, spin your pelvis around, put your breath in it. Really nice job. And then go the other way. Big circle through the pelvis. Nice. And then pause in the center of yourself once again. Unhook the hands. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog with crossed legs. Wiggle the toes back so they're in one line. Buttock bones nice and high. Shift forward. Roll to the pinky edge and the inner edge of the foot. Dip the hip. And then back to the down dog. 2 more times. Nice and smooth. Nice and controlled. Opening it up. Last time. So good. Beautiful. And then walk your hands back to your feet. I'm just assuming you're doing a really good job at home. And whatever you're doing, it's the right thing. Bring your right fingertips under your sternum. Lengthen your heart forward. And then spin your torso to the left. We all need encouragement, right? Left arm to the sky. Broaden your collarbones. Big breath. Find your range. Out of the stability of the lock of the knees. Good. Left fingertips back down. Walk it forward. Drop to your knees. Grab your blanket once again and put it underneath of your seat for Gomukhasana. Spread the shins apart. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Grab your ankles. Squeeze the inner thighs together so they're right down the midline, and then stir the pelvis to the left. Go around yourself. Put your breath in it like you were stirring a pot, and then go the other way. Really beautiful. Super nice. Pause. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen your spine forward. Crawl the fingertips forward if that's available to you. And then walk your hands back up and in. Take your left hand to your right knee. Use it like a ball in a mitt. And gently spin around to the right. Look out over your right shoulder. Really nice. Gently back to the midline. Shift forward. Good. Remove the prop out from underneath of your seat. Very good. Hover yourself into the midline. Take your left leg back. You might need to wiggle your right knee over a little bit. And now bend your knee. Left toes pointing up to the sky. Open up your leg to the side. Take it forward towards your arm and make a big circle through the hip. Again, when you're doing this motion, do it with lots of control and see if you can isolate the movement to that big ball and socket joint of the hip. One more time. Good, and then change directions. Nice, steady, smooth breath. In and out through the nose. Last time. Nice and smooth now. Good, bring that left knee back to the center and come up and back. Downward facing dog. Again, if you want to straighten the legs for a moment and open up the heels, go for it. And then when you're ready, come on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, lift your buttock bones nice and high. Super good. Lunge your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Turn your right toes open a little bit. Flip the left fingertips slightly open. Back bend away from your front thigh. Flip your palm towards the crown of the head and open it up. Good. Right hand back down to the floor. Drop to your back knee. Uncurl the back toes and open up into that lizard lunge. Lengthen the whole front of your spine, pubic bone forward. If you wish, you can come down onto your elbows. Nice, big, full breathing. Good. Walk your hands back up and in. Curl your back toes under. Pick your right foot up and step back. Shift forward to plank. Keep the toes curled under. Upward facing dog. And back down dog. Lunge your left foot outside of your left hand. Again, turn the toes and the fingertips away from each other and right into it, back bend. out towards the top of the mat. Nice steady breath. Left hand back down, drop to the back knee, uncurl the back toes, lengthen from pubis to sternum. If you wish, come down on your forearms, opening up the hips. Nice, smooth, steady breath. Good, walk your hands back in. Listen, straighten your back leg and step it forward to the outside of your right hand. If you need a prop under your heels here, take a prop. Otherwise, drop right down into Malasana. Fingertips touching, elbows pressing out into the knees, knees into elbows. Lift your sternum nice and high. Nice big breath. Very good. And now powerfully push all the way up to stand and then drop back down again. 2 more. Push all the way up to stand. You can use your arms if you like. Right back down. 1 more time. All the way up and all the way down. Good. Push all the way up and then spin the toes in, hip distance apart. Drop your hands to your side. Stand in Tadasana with your palms forward. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Anchor down through your feet. Nice and steady. Really beautiful. Weight your left foot now and pick your right knee up right into your chest. And then externally rotate your leg. Take your right ankle right on your left knee. So that external rotation is bringing the heel in and the knee away from you. Take it across your left knee. And then you can bring your hands to your heart center. Bend your knees, send your seat back. Little soft smile, challenging the balance. Nice. Push back up to stand. With control, pick the right leg up, knee back to the center, and then lower your foot to the floor and shake it out. Same thing on the other side. Anchor down through your right leg. Pick your left knee up. Good. And then take the knee away from you, heel in, cross your left ankle over your right knee, and then send your seat back. Nice and steady. Soft smile. So good. Push all the way up. Uncross the left leg and lower it down. Very nice. Inhale, take your arms up. Hinge from your hip crease and fold forward. Inhale, take your heart forward, halfway lift. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Very good. Little bend in the knees, buttock bones high. Sweep your right leg up to the sky. Take your knee to your nose. Good. Now cross your right ankle across your left leg and come back into a little down dog. It's the same shape we just made standing. So left knee is bent, right ankle is across left knee. Good. Shift back forward. Unhook the knee. Take it right back up to the sky. And now step your right foot forward between your hands. Walk your left foot in, pin the back heel down for Parsvottanasana, or pyramid pose as it is known. And fold forward over your right leg. Nice steady breath. Two more full breaths here. Take that right hip up and back, left hip forward and around. So good. Downward facing dog. If you wish, take some kind of vinyasa here. Any kind you like. Nice. Bend the knees, left leg to the sky. Keep the right knee bent. Shift forward, knee to nose. Cross your left ankle across your right knee, and then bend your right knee as you lift your buttock bones high. Figure 4 down dog. Shift forward, knee to nose. Take your left leg up to the sky, and then step left foot forward. Walk your back foot in. Pin the right heel down. Straighten the front leg, Parsvottanasana. Do your best. A big bend, a micro bend, blocks under the hands, whatever you need to support it. The intention behind the shape is what matters, not the outward form of it. Take another breath. So good. Plant your hands down dog. Very nice. Okay. From here, lower down onto your knees. And then sit back on your heels with your toes curled under for a moment. Nice big breath. Good. You might be suffering here. Take one more big full breath. Super nice. Okay, from here, grab a block if you have one. If you don't have a block, you can always sit cross-legged here. You're going to sit on the block the long way between your heels. And we're going to get into the shoulders just a little bit before our first sort of complex, fun movement pattern. So from here, I'm going to mirror you. I want you to take your right hand to your left hip and then take your left arm over the top. Now your bottom arm, your right hand, I want you to take it out and flip. So this is called internal rotation. Flip so the thumb is pointing down. Now I want you to trace it with your gaze. Take that right arm up to the sky, spin around behind yourself, and now flip the back of your hand in between your shoulder blades and turn your torso back to the center. So do your best here. Your hand might not be up by your shoulder blades. It might just be across your waistline, and that's perfectly fine. Give honor and respect to your body. Take your armpit towards your heart. And now take your left hand, trace it with your gaze. You're going to spin around yourself to the left, reach behind your back, and see if you can get your elbow right in the palm of your hand like a ball in a mitt. And then pause here. Nice big breath. Again, both armpits moving towards your heart, broadening your collarbones. Nice. Take your left arm, take it up to the sky, bend at the elbow, and reach for your right hand. Little soft smile, big breath. Nice. Take your left arm up, cross the hip, slide your right hand down your body, and then flip your palm away from you. Trace it with your gaze. Take your right arm up and over and cross. Good. Let's do the other side. Take your left hand out, trace it with your gaze. Big sweep around yourself, and then take that hand up your back best you can. We're going to move a little quicker now. Take your right hand, big sweep, turn to the right, swing it behind your back, and then grab a hold of that elbow, come back to the center. Nice big breath. Broaden your collarbones out to their own side. Good. Take your right hand up to the sky, and then bend at your elbow in that Gomukhasana shape. Nice big breath. Good. Take it up. Cross the hip, slide your left hand down your body, flip your palm away from you, cross it up and over. Grab opposite palm to opposite elbow. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, lower it down 10 times, pumping the breath. Good. Inhale in the center, take a nice big breath. Exhale, let it go. Just roll out your shoulders for a moment. Very good. So nice. Okay, from here, remove the block, and you're going to come to sit on your bum. I'm going to take my right leg, to the outside of my left knee, and then you're going to swing your heel towards your bum. So here, this doesn't need to be crossed over the thigh. It can be a little more in front of you. This is a fun little movement pattern that we're going to play with. So from here, I want you to take your hands, your left hand up, and do a big side body stretch, twist over that right leg. Good. Now take your left arm, swing it up, plant your left hand on the floor. Take your right arm up alongside of your ear and come to stand on your left shin. Now I'm going to pivot on my knee. You're going to do the same. Take your right leg up to the sky, kick it nice and high. You can even bend your elbows a little bit. Good. We're going to pivot back to where we started. So pivot on the shin, plant your right foot, sit your bum back down onto the floor. Now make a big rainbow shape with your arms. So right arm up and over, left hand taps the floor. Good. Let's do that again. Left arm, big half circle shape. Plant your left hand, your right hand. Kick your right leg up nice and high, pivoting on that left knee. Recoil that right knee. Plant it on the floor as you lower your bum. Big half circle up and over. Nice. Big circle. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Kick the right leg nice and high. Lower the right foot to the mat, pivot on your seat. Good. 3 more times, 2 or 3 more. Big reach up and over. Nice and smooth now. I'm going to stop cueing it. I want you to just explore the movement in your body. Do a few sets. Nice and controlled, nice and smooth. Your body is so capable. You are so capable. These complex patterns are so healing for our neurology. Good. Nice. How about one more time? If you're going slower than me, that's okay. Nice. Good. After this last set, come back up to the center now and organize your seat a little more so that now the right foot is right outside of your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Take your right arm up and back behind you, and now hook your left elbow around your right knee and spin around yourself. Look back over your right shoulder. Nice full breathing. Very good. So nice. Use your in-breath and come back to the center. Uncross your legs and extend them forward. And just take a little forward fold for a moment. Out over the legs, super nice. Good. Lengthen the front of your heart and come all the way up. Let's go right into the other side. So I'm going to cross my left leg in front of my right. My right heel is in towards my seat. So we're going to start with this twist up and over that left leg. And now that half circle, I'm going to take my right hand to the floor, my left arm up and over. I'm going to pivot onto my right shin and then take my left leg up and do that little kick. Plant the left foot, sit back. Good. Tilt up and over. So I'm over my left leg again. Now big half circle, right hand to the mat, left hand to the mat. Pivot on your right knee and kick your left leg up. Pivot on the right knee to sit back down. Good. Up and over that left leg. Do that a few more times now. Again, I'm going to let you play in your body a little bit here and not overly cue this. You can't do it wrong because it's your body. And you're teaching your body a complex movement pattern. Again, you can go slower than I am. You can speed it up a little bit. I'll leave that up to you. Working all these little muscles of the hips, incorporating shoulder stability, hip mobility. Good. Couple more. So nice. Let's do one more. Good. Nice. Once you finish that last one, just like before, organize your seat a little more for the twist. Sit up nice and tall in your perineum. Take your left arm up, reach it back behind you, and then hook your right elbow around your left knee and look back over your left shoulder. Broaden your collarbones. Nice big twist. Really beautiful. Come back to the center of yourself. Uncross your legs now and extend them out to an Upavishta Konasana, wide leg fold. I'm going to reach towards you, turning to the long edge of my mat. I recommend a prop underneath of your seat. Extend your legs nice and wide. Beautiful. And then fold forward. And we haven't done a bunch of inner thigh opening at this point, so be gentle with yourself. And start with just this passive stretch here, just letting ourselves sink, letting gravity do the work. We'll make it a little more muscular in a moment. Good. Lengthen the front of your spine. Now take your hands and cross your chest. We're going to make this a little more active. We're going to do 10 dips. So inhale, and then exhale and fold. Inhale to rise. Good. 9 more. Exhale to fold. And lift. 8 more. Use your breath. Nice and active in the legs now. Almost like you are pulling the floor towards you with your heels. Good. I lost count. I think 6. 5. Let's do 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And last time. Really nice. Come all the way back up. Nice job. Assist your feet together. And let's come back to downward facing dog. Set the prop aside. Take a moment in downward facing dog. Again, finding some stability, some symmetry. And then step or walk forward to the top of the mat. Measure 2 fists between your arches, and then hang over your legs. Take opposite palm to opposite elbow. Send your knees forward towards your armpits. Lift your buttock bones high. Nice big breath. About 5 more breaths here in the hang. Really sending the thighs forward into the belly. Beautiful. Unhook the hands, let them hang on the floor. Bend your knees deeply and do a spinal wave to rise. Knees forward, thighs, pubic bone, and all the way to stand. Wonderful. Grab a towel or a strap now. And face the long edge of the mat. If you need to pause the video to grab a towel or a strap, that's perfectly fine. And then separate your feet a little bit wide. Take your arms up. Pull that strap nice and taut, and you can let it be as long as it needs to. Take it back behind you, and then right back up. So we're just taking the strap, 2 straight arms back, and lift, back, and lift. Not even all the way down, just sort of to this halfway point where there's a real stretch in the shoulder. Couple more. Good, now go all the way down, all the way back up and over. Good, 2 more like that. All the way back, all the way up and over. Nice, now come up and go over to the side, forward, over to the other side, back behind you. So keep going nice and smooth, making sort of a half circle around yourself. Change directions when you feel like it. There's nothing to be too picky about here. It's going to look different in your body. Nice. Pause in the center. Get a little shorter grip on the strap and pull the strap apart up above your head. Now you're going to keep your arms right alongside of your ears, so you're not going to let them sway side to side or back behind you. You're going to let this movement mostly come from your hips. Bend your knees. Take your torso forward. Now go up and over to the left, and then push to stand, a little back bend, and then over to the right. So smooth this out. You can watch for a moment if you need to. Just like you were making a giant sphere. Good, and then change directions. That's it. One more. So good. And then pause at the top of yourself. Lower the strap back down. Set the strap aside. Very nice job. Okay, take your arms out to the side. You can just stand nice and casual. Flip your left palm up and look out at your left hand, keeping your right hand down. Now, start to turn your head to the right. Flip the left palm down and the right palm to the sky. Good, go the other way. Flip the palm, look out over your right open palm. Flip the right palm down, flip the left palm up, look out over your left hand. Good, do that a couple more times, nice and smooth. Just a little neural glide. Good, one more. Nice, so good. And then lower your hands down. One more little nerve glide situation. So from here, bring your elbows up. Bend your elbows, tap your shoulders, and now lower down, and then I want you to flip and touch your index finger and your thumb, and do this action with your wrist, and kick your hands back behind you. Good, now tap your shoulders, elbows come up high, lower the elbows, same thing, index finger and thumb touch, and kick your hands back behind you. Fingertips to shoulders, lift the elbows, lower the elbows, kick your hands back. Same little thing. One more time. Tap the shoulders, lift the elbows, lower the elbows, hands back behind you. Little flex at the wrist, lifting up and back. Good, relax. Shake your shoulders out. Very nice job. Okay, a little flow, and then we're gonna do one more fun little leg shoulder situation. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hip crease and fold down. Inhale and halfway lift, take your heart forward. Exhale, step back, down dog. Kick your right leg up to the sky. So good. Step your right foot between your hands. Walk your fingertips forward, kick your left foot up, and then take your hands up, warrior three. Nice big reach through that back lifted leg. Good, push all the way up to stand, take your left knee into your chest. Little smile, cross your left ankle on your right shin, your right knee, and then bend your right knee and sit back. I was concentrating so hard on balancing and not on my words. Send your seat back, nice big breath. Good, push back up to stand, unhook the left knee. Guess what? Thread your left leg back, warrior three. Nice and steady. Chest forward. Good, fingertips to the floor. Melt the crown of the head, standing splits. Step your left foot back on the mat, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, take your heart forward. Exhale, fold down over your right shin. Nice big breath. Good. Plant your hands, step back, take a vinyasa if you wish. Up dog, chaturanga, up dog, or any other variations. And then hold downward facing dog. Take a breath. Nice. Sweep your left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward in between your hands. Walk your fingertips forward, kick your right leg up. Good. Lift your hands up, warrior three. So good. Little bend in the left knee for more stability. Active lifted leg. Pull your right knee up and into your chest. It's okay if you lose your balance. Take your right ankle across your left knee and then bend your left knee and sit back. Figure four. One more breath. You're doing great. Good. Push up to stand. Right knee to chest. Thread your right leg back. Warrior three. Little bend in the left knee. Fingertips to the floor, standing splits. So nice. Tap your right foot on the floor, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, take your heart forward, and exhale, fold it down. Nice job. Really good. Down dog, vinyasa, if you wish. Always optional, never an obligation. None of this is, right? Good. Beautiful. Lower down onto your knees once you finish. Sit back on your heels for a moment. Take a breath. Very good. One more fun little thing, and then we'll do a couple seated stretches and conclude our practice with a little breath work. So, you're going to sit back on your seat, and you're going to swing your right shin in front of you and your left shin back behind you in a Z-sit, not quite a 90-90, a little more casual Z-sit situation. Now you can use your hands here if this is not doable for you. You can also sit up on some blankets. I want you to drive up onto your right shin, send your pubic bone forward, and then with control, lower your seat back. Good, four more. Inhale to rise, and down. Lift it up, and lower. Good. One more time. Again, I lost count. That's the theme today. And lower your seat. Okay, so from here, your right shin is forward. Take your right arm up alongside of your ear. Bend your right elbow like Gomukhasana and swing your left hand up your back. Super nice. Okay, from here, take your right hand, stretch it up. Right hand on the floor. Left arm up and over, bring it to the floor. Now I want you to pivot up onto your right shin as you pick your left leg up. Take your left knee out to the side and then kick, straighten your left leg. Bend the left knee and recoil it. You're gonna pivot, left foot on the floor, lower your seat down. Take your left hand, swing it up your back, right arm, Gomukhasana. Nice, I believe in you. Right hand up and over to the floor, left hand up and over, pivot on your shin, pick your left leg up, kick it out to the side. Recoil the left knee, tap it on the floor, swing the arms right back into that Gomukhasana shape. Right hand to the floor, left hand up and over, lift the left leg up, kick, bend the left knee, tap it back behind you. Good, keep going. I'm going to do this with a little more speed. You can join me. or you can stay nice and slow. Whatever feels most appropriate for your body. We're going to do a few more reps here, and then we'll switch sides, incorporating now a lot of the shoulder and hip movements that we've been doing the whole class. Good. How about 3 more? You're doing great. I know you are. Last 2. And if you're not doing as many as me because you're going slower, the quality is more important than the quantity. 1 more time. Good. So nice. Beautiful job. I know you did such a good job. Take the legs out in front of you and just shake them out for a moment. Well done. Super good. Roll out your ankles. And then switch sides. So swinging your feet over to the right now. Left shin is forward, right shin is behind you in a Z-sit. It's not quite a 90-90. Again, you can use your hands here if you need to support yourself, but do your best to try to use the pelvic floor stability, glute stability, core stability to rise. If you need to get more height under your seat for this to happen, it's totally fine. Okay, push up onto the shins, pubic bone forward, lower with control. 4 more. Lift it up and lower. So good. Lift it up and lower. Lift. Good. And lower. I think that's about as many as we did on the other side. Same thing now that we did. I'm just going to scooch over my mat a little bit. Take your left arm up, bend your left elbow like Gomukhasana arms. Swing your right arm up your back. Now left hand to the floor. Right hand up and over to the floor. Stand on your left shin. Kick your right leg out to the side. Recoil your right knee. Plant it back behind you. Left hand is up. Right hand is reaching up your back. Again, left hand to the floor. Right hand to the floor. Stand on your left shin. Kick your right leg. Bend the right knee. Sit back. Right arm comes up and behind your back. Left arm comes up and you bend at your left elbow. Good. Do it again. Both hands to the mat. Kick. Again, I'm going to start to do this with some speed. You are welcome to stay at whatever pace feels appropriate for you. We're going to do, 5 to 10, depending on the speed at which you're moving. Good. So nice. Dynamic, mobile, strong range, not just collapsing into our flexibility. How about 3 more? But instead, finding a usable range of motion. Kick. Good. How about 1 more? Again, you might be doing less than me. Quality over quantity. Good. And sit yourself back. So nice. Undo the legs and just shake it out again. Very nice job. Okay, grab a blanket and have it handy. And let's actually first come through downward facing dog 1 more time. So however you want to get there. Back to down dog. That feels good, doesn't it? Walk your feet forward, about halfway up your mat. Measure 2 fists between the arches. Grab that blanket or towel and slide it under your heels. And then reach back and pick up your heels in the palms of your hands. Send your knees towards your armpits. Thighs to belly. Crown of the head drops. So nice. 3 more breaths here. Good. Unhook from the heels. Widen your feet if you need to, and squat with the heels a little lifted. Palms touch, knees to the outside of the elbows, chest tall. Take your right hand to the inside of your right leg, stretch your left arm high, spin your chest. Good. Other side, left hand to the inside of left leg, right arm high. Beautiful. Back to the center once again. And then lower yourself down onto your seat. I'm going to scoot back on my mat a little bit. One more seated forward fold here. Pull the heels back so that the angle of the pelvis changes. Take your arms up and then fold forward. Same pose that we did standing. It's been a lot of repetition today between what we do sitting, what we did in down dog, and what we've done standing. Couple big breaths here. Hold the back body opening. Very nice. Lengthen the front of your spine and sit all the way up. We're going to finish with pranayama, and then you're welcome to take a shavasana at home. I'm going to close out the practice with pranayama. You can stay seated on your blanket, or I prefer to be on a block. So I'm going to set the block between my heels in Virasana. If this bothers your knees in any way, please choose a different seat that works for you. And then from here, I'm going to take my hands to my heels. Your hands might be on your knees, depending on how you're sitting. Get right up on top of your perineum. And then inhale, take the pubic bone forward, and exhale, kick it back. In, out, in, out. I want you to start to pump your breath like a Bastrika's breath. So a forceful inhale and a forceful exhale, like the sound of a bull snorting. Really pump the breath and start to move some heat through the form. So it's this idea of going down into the perineum, which is food, sex, money, water, survival. It's your stability, and you're lighting a fire underneath of yourself. Your pelvic floor is like a match, and the earth is a giant striker. So go forward and back, pump your breath, move some currency. Good, keep going. Let it get a little wild. A little arrhythmic, a little out of control. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And then pause in the center of yourself, sit up nice and tall, take a deep breath in. And let it go. Good, now spin around yourself. So think that the movement is really coming from the pelvic bowl and from the hips, less from you just moving your shoulders around. Let the shoulders come for a ride. I'm spinning around to the right first, which again is the spin of time. You can think it's your V for victory. It's how you handle the world. It's how you sign a check and shake a hand and make a deal. So it's that scholastic, conscious, developed part of yourself. And then change directions, go to the left, which is your lunar nature. So be counterculture, go into your feeling self, learn how to handle your heart. And here we're playing with the kidney band. So we played with our stimulation, and now it's our stability. Good. And then pause right in the center of yourself. Take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. Good. Take opposite palm to opposite elbow, just like we did earlier in the class. Inhale, take your elbows up like you are opening up a window. You're right in the center of the picture frame. And exhale, close it down. Start to do that with some speed. In, out, in, out. You can let the whole of your back slightly move here. So there really is a sense of moving all three floors of your house, your stability, your ability, and your imagination, your big vision. About 10 more. In, X, in, X, in, X. Good. Once you finish, pause at the top. Take a deep breath in. Really get your elbows in the palms of your hands. Take in 3 more sips through your mouth. 1 more sniff. Hold your breath completely full. Squeeze it from the bottom to the top. And then exhale. Lower the window. Let it go. Very nice job. Okay, we're going to finish. Take your hands up in the shape of a V in equilateral triangle for strength, structure, and stability. We're going to pump out about 100 Kapalabhati breaths. Kapalabhati is a forceful exhale. You're going to snap your abdomen back, exhale out your nose. When you relax the abdomen, the breath will fill. When you're ready, take a nice deep breath in and begin. And don't worry about the pace that I'm going. If you're new to this, it might look like this. Or even if that's just the mood you're in today, some of you might be moving with more speed. So you pick a rhythm that's appropriate for you. I'm going to do about 100, and I'll count you down. Keep going. X, 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 out, out, out. Think that you are emptying yourself out so you can fill up. In a similar way that we need to have stability so we can have range, we need to empty out so we can fill up. Anytime that there's something new, a new creative act, there's a cleaving and a destruction. So we always have to make space by letting go. So think of this breath as a way to mimic going out, 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 clearing everything out of your system. Inflammation, negative self-talk, anything you need to release today. Good, keep going. Out, 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 out. Just about 15 more seconds. You might feel like the air is getting a little thin. It's sort of like ascending a mountain. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Stay empty. Hook your thumbs, take a deep breath in. 3 more sips. 1 more sniff. Hold your breath. Exhale, let it go. Touch the earth. Bring the backs of your hands to your thighs and just give it a moment. Feel all of your chemistry humming. The opening of the shoulders, collarbones, so you can better receive the breath in the upper third of the lungs, the stability and range in the hips, and all the vibrancy in between. Good. When you're ready, just gently flutter the eyes open. If you have time, I would strongly suggest you shut this video off and lay down in a juicy shavasana for 5 to 10 minutes. If you need to go, thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you next time. My name is Selena Garofino. I created my 200-hour self-paced, totally virtual Yoga Alliance accredited teacher training and priced it at just $4.99 because I believe that everyone deserves access to excellence in education. Studying with me live streaming or in person can cost upwards of $2,500, and I want anyone that desires to pursue this path with me to be able to do so at an accessible rate from the comfort of their own home. Inside of this training, you will learn to cue with potency and efficacy. You'll learn to sequence powerfully vinyasa, hatha yoga classes, and so much more. You'll learn the art of adjustments, how to use props effectively and purposefully, not just saying to your students, grab a block if you need to. There are guest lecturers talking about topics like trauma-informed yoga, anti-racism in the yoga space, and so much more. When you're part of this program, you have access to bi-weekly calls with me for as long as you wish. Additionally, I host a special monthly event for all of my students and graduates. You have access to the recordings for as long as you wish. Inside of those classes, we talk about business of yoga. We go into deep pose studies. There's special meditation and asana classes, special storytelling classes, and so much more. Basically, I'm telling you that I've got you even after you graduate the program. We also have a private student forum that is not on social media, so you don't have to log into your Facebook to connect with other learners or to connect with me. If this sounds like something that you are interested in exploring, I invite you to head over to my website or send me a message so we can chat. Excellence in education is yours, and I am here to help you deepen your practice. Whether you just want to really dive into the heart of the yoga tradition or you're ready to take your passion for yoga out into the world, this is for you.